Beloved children of Primary 4, I want to welcome you in today's lesson about migration. But before I introduce the lesson for today, allow me to first go back and we discover or we discuss more about what we learned in the previous lesson. So in our previous lesson, we looked at migration, where we looked at the definition of migration. We looked at the type forms of migration. I told you that we have got two forms of migration. One is internal migration and the second one is external migration. So if you look at internal migration, we see that internal migration is the movement of people within a country. And we looked at the four types of internal migration. I said under four types of internal migration, we have rural-urban migration, we have urban-rural migration, we also have urban migration, and the rural migration. So now after looking at the first form of internal migration, and that was rural-urban migration. We said that rural-urban migration is the movement of people from villages to towns looking for settlement. And also looked at the reasons as why people are moving from villages to towns. Now today we are going to look at our second type of internal migration, and that is urban-rural migration. So today we are going to discuss more about urban-rural migration. I told you that the word urban, when we talk of urban, here we mean towns. Then we have rural villages. So if someone talks about urban-rural migration, like now they can ask that what is urban-rural migration? Urban-rural migration is the movement of people from towns to villages for settlement. Remember I told you that when we are defining these types of migration, we are not supposed to use the word better. We use the word better when we are giving the causes of migration. So we are saying that urban-rural migration is the movement of people from towns to villages for settlement. Whenever see some people moving, you get someone living a town, then you go back to the village. What are the causes? What can make someone to migrate from towns to villages? So now we can look at the reasons for urban-rural migration. What are the causes of urban-rural migration? One, we are saying that we have high costs of living in towns. So there are some people who are looking at urban areas as now being expensive on their side. So if the towns are very expensive on your side, then you can go back to the village. So we are saying that we have high cost of living in towns. Then we have overpopulation in some urban areas. Like now if you look at Kampala is densely populated. So if people are many in an area and you don't have enough resources, then you can easily go back to the village. So our second point is overpopulation, or you can say high population in urban areas. And also have shortage of land. Like now look at the slums, places that are congested with poor houses and even poor sanitation. So if you are living in an area where the land is not enough, then you can easily go back to the village. So our third point is a shortage of land. Then you also have shortage of jobs, or you can say unemployment. So we have some people who are not having jobs in the urban areas, and such people are being advised to go back to their villages. So these are some of the reasons as why people are migrating from urban areas to rural areas. We said one, we have high cost of living in towns. Then we have high population in urban areas. Then we also have shortage of land, then the shortage of jobs, or you can say unemployment in urban areas. Now, this has been our second form, or our second type of internal migration. Now, after looking at the meaning of urban rural migration and also causes of urban rural migration, then you can also look at the third type of internal migration, and that is rural migration. Remember, I told you that the word rural here we look at villages. Then we also have villages. So we have the movement of people from one village area to another village area looking for settlement. Like people who are even in rural areas, they keep on moving from one place to another. They keep on migrating from one place to another. So the movement of people from one village area to another village area is called the rural migration. Could be you are looking for better settlement in one area, or there are some other reasons as why people are moving from one village to another village looking for settlement. So we have our third type of migration, rural migration. So if they ask you what is rural migration, you say that rural migration is the movement of people from one village area to another village area looking for settlement. And what could be the causes? Why are people moving from one village area to another village area? There are some reasons here that I've managed to outline for you. So the first one is we are saying that escaping from some cultural ceremonies. Or you can say running away from some cultural practices. Like an example I've given you, circumcision. Look at the Bagisu. The major cultural practice that is being carried out among the Bagisu is circumcision. But we have ever seen some people running away from circumcision. So could be some cultural activities or some cultural practices are difficult on your side. So we are saying the first one is escaping from some cultural practices, e.g. circumcision. And circumcision is mainly done by the Bagisu in Uganda. Then you have escaping from crimes. Like now you have committed a crime and you feel like leaving that area. So if you have committed a crime, you'll be forced to leave that area, then you go to another area. Then you have some places that have got fertile soil, especially people who are carrying out crop growing. So if you are looking for an area, if you are a farmer and you are looking for a place where there is a fertile soil, and maybe you have got that area, then you can easily be forced to leave one place, then you go to another place. So the factor is looking for fertile soil for crop growing. Then you also have due to internal conflicts, misunderstanding among people. There are some people who are ever quarreling. So it's like you have the neighbor, or you have the neighbors, and those neighbors are becoming, or there are problems on your side, then you can easily leave that place. So these are some of the reasons as why people are migrating from one village area, another village area. We said one, escaping from some cultural practices, escaping from crimes, looking for fertile soil for crop growing, and also due to internal and external conflicts. Then we have number 4, and that is urban migration. Now here we are looking at it. Say when we talk of the word urban, we look at towns. Then even here also towns. So when you talk of urban migration, urban migration is the movement of people from one town to another town for settlement. So when you keep on moving from one town to another town looking for settlement, that one is called the urban migration. So these are the 4 types of internal migration. Maybe I can take you back. I said under internal migration, we look at the movement of people within their country. And I see that we have 4 types of internal migration. One is rural-urban migration, and you also have urban-rural migration, then you have urban migration, and also rural migration. So those are the 4 types of internal migration. Now, after looking at the 4 types of internal migration and also reasons for their migration, why are people ever moving from one place to another, then you can also look at land fragmentation. Like now if you look at urban, what we call rural-urban migration. Rural-urban migration can lead to land fragmentation in urban areas. So when we talk of land fragmentation, so we have the word land and also have the word fragmentation. So like an example, assuming that this one is a small piece of land. This is a small piece of land. Then you keep on dividing. You divide this piece of land into other small pieces of land. So if you look at this, now we can call this one here to be piece 1. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Meaning we have divided your land into small plots or into small pieces. That one is what we call land fragmentation. So land fragmentation is the division of land into small plots. You can either say into small pieces or into small plots. And now what are the causes of land fragmentation? What can make some people to divide their land into small plots? One, we are saying overpopulation. Like now look at urban areas. Urban areas are densely populated. So people are struggling for land. That's why you see some places when people are dividing their land into small pieces. And the major cause of land fragmentation is overpopulation, or you can say high population. Then you also have better social services. Look at now urban areas. Look at Kampala. Kampala is densely populated. Densely comes from the word dense. So we have dense, then you also have densely. So when I use the word densely, here we look at many people in an area. For instance, look at Kampala. Kampala is densely populated. Why? Because it has better social services. Look at the roads in Kampala, look at the hospitals in Kampala, look at the hospitals and even the schools in Kampala. So places that have got better social services are densely populated. They also have presence of fertile soil in an area. So now look at people who are carrying out farming. They prefer settling in areas with fertile soil. So areas that have got fertile soil are also densely populated. So if they ask you land fragmentation, we are saying that land fragmentation is the division of land into small plots. What's the major cause of land fragmentation? It is high population, or you can say overpopulation. So my beloved children of primary 4, today's lesson has been about migration, but under types of internal migration. Remember I told you that we have 2 types of migration. We have internal migration and also have external migration. And internal migration, I told that there are 4 types. We have urban migration, we have urban migration, then we also have urban migration and rural migration. But before I end my lesson, allow me to talk about who are sending work. So keep on organizing. You underline on the answers, number your work, and at least use the best handwriting. I'm ever receiving your work, but some of you, your handwriting is not good. So make sure that your work is ever neat. Otherwise, thank you for listening to me.